Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are completely unpacking the history, the staggering scale, and honestly, the surprisingly complex lore behind gaming's absolute biggest franchise. We're going to dig into exactly how a rebellious, top-down arcade game morphed into a global entertainment empire. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, let's start with a number that is, frankly, just hard to wrap your head around. 230 million. That is the lifetime sales of Grand Theft Auto V alone. It spans across 3 whole console generations, and it firmly cements the franchise as way more than just a hit game. It's a multi-billion-dollar cultural phenomenon that easily stands toe-to-toe with the highest-grossing movies in Hollywood history.
To really put that 230 million into perspective for a second, it's almost 3 times more than Rockstar's own critical masterpiece, Red Dead Redemption 2, which sits at a still incredible 85 million. And it's nearly 9 times the sales of GTA San Andreas. Now, San Andreas was an absolute titan of its own era at 27.5 million copies. So the modern scale we're talking about here is just totally unprecedented.
But, to truly appreciate how we got to those billions, we actually have to rewind all the way back to 1996. Picture this, a remarkably relaxed office in Dundee, Scotland. A small 100-person studio named DMA Design, who, fun fact, had actually found some success with the puzzle game Lemmings, was just testing out ideas for a new title. If you dig into the BBC archives from that year, you'll actually find a software designer named Dave casually describing the core loop of their prototype. His summary? Driving around the city, stealing cars, running over pedestrians. It was raw, it was highly controversial, and it was undeniably the exact DNA of everything that was to come.
The contrast between that and today's massive corporate scale is just wild. Back then, this was basically a group of 25-year-olds working without any formal hierarchy whatsoever. They were motion capturing real punches from guys right there in the office, dropping original in-house hip-hop tracks, and they literally had testers whose only job was to play games all day and just tell the programmers what felt fun.
Now, as this informal project ballooned into a massive empire, things got complicated. Rockstar actually had to establish a strict rule to keep the lore from completely collapsing in on itself. So, in 2011, they introduced the Rockstar Multiverse. What this means is the 2D, 3D, and HD eras exist in completely non-canon, totally separate timelines. Brands might cross over, sure, but the characters and the actual events absolutely do not. So let's explore this chronologically, starting with the 2D universe. Top-down chaos.
This era was entirely about that strict top-down perspective and classic arcade scoring. And interestingly enough, the lore kicks off not in America, but in the swinging 60s of London, with 2 expansion packs in 61 and 69. From there, we jump to 1997 with the original game, which actually introduced Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas for the first time, before wrapping up this universe in 1999 with a really gritty, futuristic dystopia in GTA 2, set in Anywhere City.
Moving right along to the 3D revolution, defining open worlds.
Leaving that top-down perspective behind, the franchise literally changed the gaming industry forever. Chronologically, this 3D era bounces us all over the place. We start out with the Vance brothers in 1984, then move to neon-drenched 1986 Vice City. After that, we jump straight into the 90s gang wars of San Andreas in 92, and then follow a string of prequels right up to Claude's silent revenge plot in 2001's GTA 3.
This was the era where they injected some incredible narrative depth. I mean, we lived through Tommy Vercetti's Scarface-like rise to power, voiced by Hollywood legend Ray Liotta. We navigated CJ's massive, statewide quest for revenge. And culturally, it was an absolute lightning rod. A lot of that was thanks to the notorious hot coffee scandal in San Andreas. I mean, it literally had actual governments around the world debating video game laws. Behind the scenes, though, a massive technological leap was brewing. You see, the 3D era ran on the renderware engine, which was great because it allowed for huge maps, but it kept a somewhat cartoonish, exaggerated tone. To evolve, Rockstar moved over to their custom, in-house Rage engine. By prioritizing super advanced physics and striking realism, they gave birth to a completely new, grounded universe.
And that brings us to the HD era, unprecedented scale.
This is the current continuity, and chronologically, it kicks off in 2008 with Nico Bellic arriving in Liberty City. The timeline then expands across 2009 with those intertwining DLC stories. You have the biker gangs, nightclub bodyguards, and Chinatown wars. Finally, we land in Los Angeles in 2013 for GTA 5, which of course eventually bleeds into the constantly evolving world of GTA Online.
The storytelling in this era just matured completely. GTA 4 gave us this incredibly dark, gritty pursuit of the American dream packed with genuinely tough moral choices. Then, Rockstar shattered the mold entirely with GTA 5. They introduced this dynamic three-protagonist system, meaning we were seamlessly swapping between a retired bank robber, an ambitious up-and-comer, and a completely unhinged wildcard right in the middle of cinematic heists. It was a real game changer.
Which finally leads us to the future, returning to Vice City. After more than a decade of GTA Online updates sustaining the franchise and, let's be real, generating billions of dollars, we are right on the threshold of the next massive evolution. On November 19th, 2026, GTA 6 is taking us back to a modern-day Vice City. Priced at $79.99 for the Standard Edition, analysts are already projecting a staggering 40 million copies sold in just year one. The hype for this is literally unprecedented.
So here is the ultimate question I want to leave you with. We know GTA 5 hit that 230 million copies mark, largely thanks to years and years of continuous multiplayer support. With GTA 6 reportedly launching primarily as a focused, single-player experience, can it possibly eclipse the monumental records set by its predecessor? It is a massive mountain to climb for sure, but hey, if anyone can rewrite the rules of gaming, it's Rockstar. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on the horizon.